Sometimes the tough things in life come to teach us a lesson, and sometimes they come to redirect us back to our happy place. Whichever one it is, we have to take the good with the bad, learn to be appreciative, and learn true happiness. Welcome to Mocha Homestead. Welcome back to Mocha Homestead. In today's video, we are going to place the beds that we painted in the previous video and go ahead and get them ready for planting for our fall garden. We will also give you a sneak peek into what we're planting for the fall garden. So if you want to see what we have going on, stay tuned. While I know it may be controversial to use colored mulch when you're planting inside your beds, it was something that we had an overage of from the spring and summer season, so we decided to go ahead and use it in this bed. So I use this rake just to help me even out the soil and also break up some of the clumps, as the soil had been sitting outside for a little bit waiting on me to get time to paint the raised beds. And so I just wanted to have a smooth surface with not a whole lot of clumps of soil when I got ready to plant. I did try to fill this bed up to the top as much as I could, because I remembered from the previous season that some of the soil will start to compact, and so there won't be as much at the end of the season as when you started. At this point, I am trying to mix in a lot of the peat moss because I noticed that there were large clumps of peat moss that were just sitting on top, and I wanted those to be mixed in so that it could hold the moisture as it's intended to in the soil. So if you'll see those brown particles that I am smoothing into the soil, that is actually the peat moss that is mixed into the soil that I got. Now it's time to move on to the next bed and get this one planted as well. So we are again starting with a layer of the mulch at the bottom just to try to suppress any weeds. You guys, I realized later that I did not lay down landscape fabric. And I'm not sure if that is going to be an issue or not later, but it's too late for me to go back and do it now, so we'll see what happens. To break up any clumps in the soil that may be there, just to provide a smooth surface and give my plants a chance to have their roots settle in really nicely and not have to fight against the clumps of the soil. And now it's on to planting. In this bed, I am actually going to be planting some garlic. I went and bought some store-bought garlic. I know. People say you can't plant and grow garlic from store-bought garlic, but I am a rebel, so I am going to try it because garlic is already sold out from everywhere that I checked. So I am going to just be putting garlic in this bed as an experiment to see if we can get some full cloves or if I really need to purchase garlic starts in the next season. I'm going to start by saturating this soil because it was a bit dry, just to make it easier after I plant the bulbs so that I don't have to fully saturate the soil after. I can just lightly water it in. So here I am planting the garlic cloves after I completely peeled them. I am just planting them, eyeballing it and spacing them as far as I think they should be spaced. What I did on the first row is I spaced them probably about a couple of inches apart, and then in the second row I put them in between. I put one hole in between each of the holes from the previous row. If you can see that here on the screen, where I try to stagger the garlic bulbs, and hopefully that will allow more space for the bulbs to get bigger as the time progresses. Now that we're done, we have to be sure that we water everything in to make sure that it germinates and starts to sprout. We are going to go ahead and water this bed in as well. And in this bed, we are going to plant onions. I did get some onion starts, so that I'm going to try those instead of trying the onions from seed. I didn't have a really good go at doing onions from seed previously. I'm still going to attempt it again, but I wanted to go ahead and also try the onion starts to see how well they will do. And I'm using the same method. I am doing a row of holes, and then on the second row I am putting a hole in between two holes on the previous row, kind of staggering them as I did before. I'm spacing them a little bit further out the rows so that the onions can have room to bulb out a little bit bigger than the garlic. So this is the end of the video, you guys. If you liked what you saw today, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe to our channel, and tell everyone you know so that they can also get this information and follow us along on our journey. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.